I'm Eric, this is Graff. We're gonna walk from
Parque Matriz,
Parque Matriz, where we are now, and head over to
Parque San Francisco.
we're gonna chat a bit with our retired friend from America here, Graff, and he's gonna tell us things that he likes to do around this area and give us some information about this place. What do you typically do around this park?
Well, we usually incorporate a trip to the Tutti grocery store to our right, walking through this park, and it's just always, sometimes we hang out at a bench, people watch, and just, take it all in. To our left over here is the main iglesia here in Cotacachi. Also, coming up end of next week is the largest of the year indigenous festival called Inti Raymi, and they have what's called a taking of the plaza. And there's a huge festival here. There'll be hundreds and hundreds of people and even more indigenous dancing and parading all around the square here. It's quite fascinating. We plan on going. We saw it last year on one of our exploratory trips here, and the indigenous are dressed up in their traditional outfits, and there's music and there's dancing, and I don't know all the specifics of what it is celebrating. I believe it has something to do with crops and harvesting of the crops, but it's just incredible to watch. So
the supermarket that he talked about, it's here. It's called Tutti. It's the low-cost supermarket. It's basically the Colombian equivalent of De Uno, D1, or Ara. Here we have the church that we crossed through. We have the police guy. Hello, police guy. And buenas tardes. We have this kind of a cloudy, overcast afternoon in Cotacachi today. And yeah, this is this the main cathedral here, Graff?
yes, it is.
Yeah. So it's one of the it's generally the tallest building in the area, and it has a huge statue of Jesus on top. Look at that. That's quite the sight. He's got his hands out. Let's go ahead and walk to the next park, huh?
Yep.
So you come here to people watch. You come here to go to Tutti. Any other cool things, local things you do nearby?
We go out to eat. There's a plethora of restaurants here to choose from, which is really nice thing about Cotacachi. We got Mexican restaurants, we got Indian Italian, great pizza places. You have restaurants that serve traditional, Ecuadorian food. So it's a really nice mix of cuisine to choose from here.
Well, there's a walking street right there.
We can go up that way if you like, and
so let's just go ahead and walk to the park here.
Okay.
You mentioned that there is a lot of there's a lot of leather making
yes,
artisanal type of shops as well.
Yep. So Cotacachi is known for its leather goods and crafts. Historically, that's what it's famous for, and we'll see the main strip. Diez de Agosto is the name of the street, and that's where all the leather shops are, and it's just amazing stuff there. It's quite incredible the nice leather goods they have and make here.
Have you bought any leather goods in this city since you've been here?
I think I bought a belt. I bought a nice duffel bag for traveling. Janet bought a drop-dead gorgeous red leather jacket a couple weeks ago. Man. We've bought some other goods.
What about these great little graffiti pictures and drawings and paintings, whatever, on the walls?
Yep, so lots of murals here.
Lots of murals.
Janet's in there.
Janet's in here. Let's go say hi to Janet, huh, before we go through.
Doing her Spanish lesson.
So Janet is Graff's wife here, and she's actually in the middle of a Spanish lesson. Hola, ¿cómo están?
Hola. Hola.
Hola. Huh? Hey, we're headed over to Parque San Francisco.
Hola. So that's Janet.
You keep going. Next time.
That's Graff's wife, who he retired in Ecuador with a couple of years ago. So, Graff, what do you think about these murals here?
The murals are great, and they're scattered all throughout the city here. Some are depicting indigenous people and some of their activities. Others are kind of random designs of animals and whatnot. But there's quite a few nice murals here in the town.
Do you think the amount of services for expats here is one of the better spots in Ecuador that you've seen so far?
For sure, definitely. Cotacachi has really everything you need, and for such a small town, it's great. You know, we've got a hospital.
Let's spin around and check out this mural. As you can see, like
Yeah.
you were chatting, right? The indigenous people he mentioned. There seems to be a very dedicated mural for indigenous people here in this parking lot, whatever this is. Sorry, go ahead.
You know, we have a hospital, we have a couple groceries, you know, banks galore, hardware stores, pharmacies, you know, clothing shops. So
So speaking of that, we have the pizzeria right here.
I haven't tried that one yet. Again,
Yeah.
one of the things here is that there are so many choices for restaurants and to eat out at. It's, yeah, you just got to make a list and start going down the list. But it's nice to have all of these options. It really
Which is something that you really didn't have back in San Jacinto
No,
next month.
Not even close. Not even close. You couldn't even find a good pizza in San Jacinto, San Clemente, or even a bad pizza.
Oh, so speaking of some leather making shops, we have some cintos, some leather made stuff, some backpacks it looks like here, and some bags. These are all leather, supposedly leather, everything. Es cuero también.
Chivo.
Cotacachi is famous for its handcrafted leather goods, belts, bags, jackets, you name it. This main street is lined with artisan shops offering high quality at surprisingly low prices.
If you're enjoying this interview and you're interested in seeing more content like this, you can check out my playlist called the Expat Interview Playlist, where I have been interviewing people from Guatemala all the way down through Central America and now here in South America.
So this street here we're coming up on is 10 de Agosto. We're going to hang a left here, but this is the main strip of Cotacachi, and this is where you'll find all the leather shops and eateries and
Lots
and whatnot.
chocolate as well here,
Chocolate,
right?
coffee, goodness, you know. Some really good coffees up here.
You don't actually drink coffee,
I
right?
don't drink coffee, no. I love the smell of it, but I never acquired that taste.
And you mentioned that back on the beach, maybe because of the weather, you weren't walking that much, and now you're doing a lot of walking. Do you think that this is a very walkable city, like it's very flat and it's very easy for you to walk?
Very
maybe
much so.
for people with mobility issues, do you think that's a good idea too?
Yes, excellent idea. You know, the sidewalks are great here. It is pretty flat. There's a few little hills once you get outside of town, but in town proper, yeah, it's like what we're on right now. It's just nice and flat, and the temperatures, you know, for us are perfect for walking. Hardly any humidity. You know, right now it's probably, you know, mid 60s, upper 60s temperature Fahrenheit. So very conducive to being outdoors.
So for what Graff was saying about the sidewalks, now for people that don't know Latin America very well, this is a massive sidewalk that you really won't find in any old, like, the old style type of downtowns, the old historic downtowns, especially in places like Mexico. They're going to be like 1/3 the size. Like
Yes.
literally we're going to be like
Yes.
this, like walking
Yeah, single
in front-
file,
single
or
file.
maybe walking in the
Having
street
enough
and-
space for us and another person,
Yeah.
that is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing for us. It might be the reason that the way that they reorganized and redistributed the street and the sidewalk after however many years, that could be the reason.
Yeah, it's unusual to find sidewalks like this. You know, they make it walkable. And again, the leather industry here, that's their
So besides the leather industry, we have a propane tank industry, right? Seems that they're snatching propane tanks sometimes from expats, and they're making lots of noise telling it in the street, huh?
Yeah, well, they did that on the coast. They do that on Quito. You hear the music. We call that little tune the bird girl. It sounds like, you know, some little bird girl's calling out or something. But you know, there's a propane tank truck coming when you hear the music. You know they're close. So you know, it's that way in Quito, it's that way in San Jacinto. I'm not sure if that's a Latin American thing or just Ecuadorian, but
I think most propane tank type of businesses do it in Latin America. Probably don't use the exact same music. Like I know that that the garbage trucks also use music to get people's attention,
Yes,
so that they bring
exactly.
stuff out.
They
I think
do
it
that here
changes
also.
from country to country, but they always use some kind of song.
Okay, yeah.
Sometimes it's one song, like a Christmas song, but sometimes it's another song.
Exactly. We like that. It's one of those little details about Ecuador that we enjoy. So.
So what were you saying about leather before?
Well, Cotacachi's claim to fame is its leather industry. So they get a lot of tourists, both foreign and national, coming here, and I feel that's part of the reason that the city is upkept very well and clean and tidy, and it's a little upscale in my opinion. Some of these shops are they're pretty fancy, so lots of nice goods.
So comparing it to basically coastal areas of Ecuador, which are kind of typically the lower cost and maybe the lower income type of population, this wouldn't be exactly like that, would it?
No, it's not, and again, not trying to be derogatory or anything. This is a little different economic status up here. A little higher end clientele and shops. So,
What do you got here, Graff?
so we're coming up on Parque San Francisco. It's probably the next to the first park we were at, Parque Matriz. It's the second largest one and most popular here in Cotacachi. Then you have some of the vendors selling their wares and crafts. But another nice park.
Yeah.
Love these, ginormous palm trees.
And here is the smaller of the churches. Seems
Smaller iglesia, yeah.
like, yeah. And oh, look, you have some cool statues here. A flute and a basketball. Yeah, it looks like a leather shop to show their industry. And then we have a violin player, it looks.
There is some history of music here. So I'm guessing that's probably associated with that.
Looks like there's some live music coming to Cotacachi as well. Look at Se Pone Bien. It gets good. Do you go to any live music shows here?
We haven't. No, we haven't been to any yet. Just haven't had the opportunity.
That's one of the things you might be going to, you think, in the future?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, you even have a guy. I think this is probably the area where their performance is.
They have several of these little bronze statues throughout the city. There's one on Dias de Agosto of Charlie Chaplin, who apparently had visited here back in the 1920s, if I recall. Another square has Bob Marley, which, Charlie Chaplin and Bob Marley in Cotacachi, Ecuador. Seems a little out of place, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure what Bob Marley's connection is to Cotacachi, but there's a nice bronze statue of him.
Well, I haven't heard any reggae yet since I've been here.
Ecuadorian
But
reggae.
I'm
That
gonna
could be
keep
a new one.
keep my ears ready, because I'm hoping before I leave that I can get some Three Little Birds. So behind here, there's a hostel for anyone that's looking for some low budget options to stay here. Hostels are generally in Latin America pretty cheap. They're not super expensive. There's a kind of a cool statue right here in the middle of this plaza. There usually is a statue in the very middle. And yeah, well, thanks for our little walking tour today, Graff. How much do I owe you?
Oh, you buy me a hot chocolate or something.
Okay, so one chocolate caliente for Graff coming up. See you later. Hasta la próxima. What do you got here?
Oh, strawberries for
Yeah.
the goats.
Bag of strawberries for goats?